Hey there, this is Catherine Cartwright. Welcome. I've got a video featuring, this is a Crafter's Companion Autoship. I got this a little bit of time ago. It's called Under the Sea. It has this beautiful paper pad. HSN had this Autoship part of purchasing the Gemini 2, I think is what it is, the die cutting machine. I purchased that, and then there was the option to have Autoships. And this is one I got. I think this is fairly recently, so maybe a couple days ago. And so I wanted to play with it because it's just so beautiful. So I'm just showing you the paper. So lots of fun details. So it seems to me on the front page that there's a lot of fish and stuff, and it's a little busier. And then the back side is a little less busier, which is nice. So you have some options for what you're wanting to use this for. If you want to scrapbook with this, or I'm going to use it, make a card in this example. But really, really cute. Nice, high quality weight on there. So you could make some boxes and things like that. And then, of course, scrapbook or make cards. So very, very pretty. So I'm very happy with the paper pad. There are 32 pieces in there. And then as a part of the Autoship, there is a 3D embossing folder. And then a die, if you want to, that you can use to cut out these images all together. So I'm gonna run this through my machine, and I use some Bristol smooth cardstock here because I wanted to do some ink blending, and I'm just kind of checking out how this works. I think I have one of the other Autoships, but I haven't spent a lot of time with it. But I definitely wanted to take a minute with the Under the Sea because summer's coming, and I'm feeling all about the ocean and being outside, and going to the beach is something I'm looking forward to, hopefully this summer. And so I'm definitely craving some sunshine and some vitamin C, so to speak. So I'm going to do some ink blending on this. I've got this added to my Make Art mat, and I'm just trying to choose some colors here. I'll link them in the description because I think they might change, and I'm not exactly sure what I ended up using. I know I used dried marigold and maybe the Victorian, but I'm not totally sure. So I'll link those in the description, because I know I was going to use crushed olive, and then I decided to use something else, and then I came back to the crushed olive. So this is just sometimes how the process goes, changing my mind, and because I really didn't have a plan. I wasn't sure how this was going to go together. So you can see when I added that ink, how it is just popping off the page. Look at that starfish and that beautiful kind of conch shell and all the details. And so when I run my blender over it, it just really picks up all of those details. So I'm very happy with the 3D embossing folder. It in and of itself is gorgeous with some nice detail. I did not add any water or spritz this before I ran it through my machine, just to give you reference. I know sometimes people will do that, and I probably would have done that if I had thought about it, but I didn't. So, but it really performed beautifully. And again, this is the Bristol smooth cardstock. All right, so I think this is sage here is the green that I ended up using, but I did come back to the crushed olive, and you can just see how realistic looking these leaves are. Just really, really pretty. So I'm just going to add a little bit more. You could make this even easier. You could just use, a different color cardstock, and you would have some nice detail in it. But I wanted to take some time and do some ink blending because I think that would look kind of cool. But you could just use one color and go over the whole thing to create a look. But I wanted to just do this because I want to cut out specifically those sections of the underwater scene, I should say. I'm trying to think of the words. So I've got everything blended how I want, and then I'm going to take a little bit of tape here. I'm going to tape it down in a few places, and this is going to lay over it fits pretty well. It's not marked or anything. You just kind of can feel where it's over that raised edge. And so I'm going to run this through my little tabletop machine. I had to use my smaller Gemini for the 3D embossing folder. This 3D embossing folder would not fit through this machine that I'm using. You're going to have a different type of machine, but this one will work with a die cutting. So that's why I'm just using my little tabletop one there. just to let you know, you 3D embossing folders can only go into certain machines because of the width of them. But look at that. Look how pretty that is, and it really doesn't, the camera doesn't do justice in person. It's even prettier. All right, so I want to turn this into a card. So I cut a piece of one of those pattern papers. I loved the blue one. I thought that was a nice little contrast. And then I used an old stamp set from Crafter's Companion. It was part of the Nautical Signature series. I mean, that's been a while, but I dug that out and found one that said, a stamp that says, "Wishing you oceans of happiness." I thought that was fun, and you could use that for maybe a wedding or some kind of celebration, maybe an engagement, or somebody's getting a job or something. So I thought that had some good uses, and it worked well with this theme. So I'm going to glue this directly on. You could absolutely pop this up with foam, but I've got some nice detail in there, obviously, with that 3D embossing. And then I'm going to glue this onto an A2 card base, just a white one, because I really want to keep this beautiful background kind of in the forefront, so to speak, because it's really not the background, it's the star of the show. I'm going to take some foam here and add this to my sentiment to pop that up on top of this beautiful sea image. And I'm going to make sure I've got it the right direction. And then I'm going to try and line it up. I'm going to have to pull up my ruler here because I've got a lot going on. And I want to make sure it's fairly straight. So I'm going to pull out my little straight edge here and confirm that it looks pretty good. And then I'll finish the card off. I've got a little card blings from A Colorful Life Designs. They've got a whole new line of card bling that I'm loving. And so I'm just going to glue down. I've placed them, and I'm going to use my little scrapbook.com little pokey tool thing that has the little wax end on it. I've been using that, enjoying it. The other end has the little straight pokey tool to poke things out of your die cuts. And so I'm going to use that to place these on here. So if you got this auto ship, maybe this will inspire you to pull it out. But I hope you have a great day, and thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.